bio of Samantha. She is graduated with a specialization in physical education, and she has a master's in applied sport and psychology. So she also is a coach, basketball, and she is a basketball player. So she is an athlete herself. So any questions that you would like to ask her, feel free to put them on the chat button. Samantha, it's all up to you now.
Okay, so good evening, everyone. Thank you for handing me the floor for me to start my presentation. So I'm going to share my presentation and I'm going to be going through it, okay? And the most important thing to understand is that I will be giving you important tips, okay? Sports psychology, it's not a recipe. I'm not going to give you a recipe where you have to follow step by step to do a cake or to do something. You are all different individuals and you all have different needs. So in this couple of minutes, okay, I will give you some tips which you can use in your sporting career and also in your daily life. As they said in my presentation, okay, I'm also an athlete, so I had my ups and downs. I had my good moments, I had my bad moments. So I'm going to also give specific examples, so maybe you can relate. So sports psychology, I always like to use the brain, okay? This image reflects a lot of sports psychology in an image. It defines sports psychology in an image where basically it shows the strength the brain has. So if I had to define sports psychology in simple terms, I would define it as your mental ability to deal with everyday or sports performance, okay? So we are all good in a certain way, but mentally we are also different, and some people have a better mental ability than others, okay? It's not mental ability, what we speak is about IQ or how intelligent you are, but how good you are to control certain emotions, how good you are to stand up after a failure, okay? So sports psychology is everything about the mental skills we've got. Now, like I am skillful in coordination, let's get the physical skill, okay? Or some of you are runners or bikers or swimming, you probably have a very good stamina. Some people have very good mental skills like concentration, visualization, recovering from a drawback. And throughout this presentation, we are going to see some of these skills, and we're also going to see what level we are in these skills. Okay, so sports psychology can be very helpful. Unfortunately, there's the stigma still nowadays that you go to the sports psychologist only when you have a problem, okay? And that's not good, because like I go to the personal trainer or I go to the gym in order to improve my strength, to improve my flexibility, to improve my power in my lower body, okay? I also need to go to someone or do these kind of exercises that I will be giving you in order for me to improve my mental skills. If I don't go running every day, or if I don't do my training sessions physically, I would lose my fitness, okay? Same with mental skills. If I don't do mental skills on a regular basis, I will lose my mental skill, okay? I wouldn't be able to improve my mental ability. It will also help us to improve behavior. Now, when we speak about behavior in sport, there are various behaviors. Some behaviors are self-control. I'm sure you all watch sport on TV. I'm sure you all watch different sports. So for example, let's take football. It's probably the most sport watched in Malta for sure. We've seen a lot of times when footballers lost their focus and they got sent off the pitch, which resulted in losing important games. I like to use the example of when Zidane batted Materazzi, okay, had batted Materazzi in his chest and basically was sent off out of the pitch, and they ended up losing the final. 2 days ago, I was watching Eurosport. There was a tennis match, the Italian against the Spanish, I think, yesterday, I think, and the Italian wasn't able to control his emotions. He said something to the umpire and he was sent off and he lost the game. So through mental training, we are able to control these emotions. It will also help us to deal with everyday stresses. And nowadays, okay, currently, we are all dealing with the frustration that we cannot do any sport, okay? Myself, I mean, I'm very pissed off because this basketball league was literally declared null. When my team, we were unbeaten, okay? It wasn't like football where they had the prize was given to Hamrun because they had the most amount of points. But for basketball, the other teams all voted against the continuation, so we had to deal with that thing that we are not able to play the senior league for this season. Okay, and definitely it's caused a lot of frustration. It will also help you to deal with your coaches, okay? And maybe individual sport is even more important because there's a lot of one-to-one sessions. When you're having maybe some drawbacks or you're not performing well, you might not understand what your coaches are telling you, okay? So you might be more frustrated because you might think that your coach is not there and is not understanding you. It will also help you to prepare mentally. Okay, and the last point is very important. It helps you concentrate to enter the zone. Now, the zone is when, if you are competing in your sport, I'm sure you all have that performance or that game or that event where you felt like as if you're doing nothing, but after the performance, you felt so good about it that you knew, and that's the reason why you wake up every day and go for your training session. Okay, so in the zone, it's when the athlete knows that he's having or she's having her best performance. Okay, so I've experienced the phase when I was in the zone, and I try to get as frequent as possible in the zone. Okay, but we all know that we don't always perform up to our level. And the job of the sports psychologist is to try and get our athletes in the zone as frequent as possible. Okay, so if let's say in a season I have 20 races, I would like to help my athletes to get 12 or 15 of those races in the zone where they perform and they know that they were at their best performance. Okay, so what is the role of the sports psychologist? It's there to help you in your mental ability. So like there's the physical skills, there's also the mental skills, and these need to be practiced on a daily basis. I like to repeat this because we need to focus on repetition, okay? And first of all, we need to know what we need to practice, because okay, you might tell mental skill, but concentration, how can I improve my concentration? So we're going to go through some exercises in the couple of slides we'll be going through. Okay, sports psychology has various benefits, okay? It will help you to improve your performance and make you more consistent. That's the aim of the sports psychology, okay? To get as much as possible games or races or other events of your sport to play at your best, okay? Maybe we cannot play always at 100%, I know that, okay? But as close as possible to that. And also, to understand that after the performance, whenever I play bad, okay, at the end of the game, I feel bad, very bad, okay? But I always think positive and I always do a self-evaluation. Some athletes don't know how to do a self-evaluation. I reflect on my own, okay, and say what went wrong, what did I do? Did I prepare good physically? Did I prepare good mentally? What happened? Why did I not perform up to standard? So it's very important to do a self-evaluation at the end of the game or the race in order to understand what went wrong. Okay, now I'm sure you all had your performances, your pre-feelings before performing, okay, even before an important interview, an important presentation. We all feel different. Now, these are some of the emotions we feel. Some of us feel excited, okay? So for example, this last year, I've increased my running, okay? I'm running approximately 40 kilometers a week because Sunday, no game, so I'm doing 20 Ks. Every day I do 6 kilometers. So in the next race that they're going to be, I'm going to be excited because I want to see if I improve my timings, I mean, I'm not a top competitor, okay, in racing and running, but I still want to see what improvement I've done in the last year. So I'm excited for when they launch and they allow us to do these races. Anxious, okay, yes. I'm anxious before important games. So I've been playing basketball for more than 17 years. And it got like a routine, so I got used to it. But before an important final, I still feel a little bit anxious, okay? But I've learned how to control that anxiety, and hopefully you'll learn as well. Sometimes we're afraid, okay? You might be back from an injury, or it might be your first race, or it might be your first triathlon, okay? So it's a normal emotion to be afraid before an event. Nervous. Some people are nervous before an activity. Once I was working with an athlete who was a long distance runner, and she was so nervous that during her race, she used to do this always. So she's running and she used to do this with her hand, okay? She had a lot of anxiety, she was feeling nervous, and this movement, while she's running, doing this movement, she was wasting energy, okay? So we had to do certain exercises to get rid of that bad habit. I'm also happy. Before a game, I'm always looking forward to go for the game, to perform well, to improve my previous ability, okay? And being a team sport, I enjoy it because I'm with my teammates. Okay, now, anxiety. I always start with this because if I've been working this job of sports psychology for these last 4 or 5 years, this is the most common athletes come to me for help, okay? Because a lot of athletes suffer from anxiety. We are all normal people, we all have our stressful moments, but what people don't understand with stress is that stress can be good. Now, what is stress? Stress is a condition in the body where you are focused on what is going to happen. Now, some people deal with stress in a bad way. They panic, okay? Like when you have a lot of things to do and you start panicking and you end up doing nothing. Other people see that stress, that tension, that extra energy and work harder in order to get those things done. So it's very important to feel excited before a performance, but when there is too much excitement, which we cannot control, that will be anxiety. And that's when our performance will deteriorate. So it's very important that I am excited before a game. If I'm not excited, I'm not going to perform at my top level. So if, for example, someone came to me now and told me, let's do a 5-kilometer run, like I'm not prepared to do it, okay? So I'm not excited to do it. I already did it this morning. I don't feel like doing it, so I'm not excited to do it. So probably I wouldn't do a good run. So it's very important that excitement is there, but not too much, because when there is too much excitement, then it is anxiety. Okay, now a small exercise. Wherever you are, I hope you are sitting down, comfortable watching. I want to do this. So the first thing to do is I want to rest your hand like this, okay, on the table or whatever you want. So I'm lifting my hand just to see me. So imagine this is the table and I want to rest it on the table and I want to push your hand, raise the table and make your hand tense, okay? As if someone is trying to push your hand away and you're going to try and keep it on the table. So put it on the table and tense it. So if I had to feel your forearm muscles or your biceps, I would feel them very strong and toned and bulky, okay? So I want to feel it, make it tense. Now, keep it. And all you have to do is I want to try and lift up your index finger and middle finger doing this movement, okay? And try to go as fast as you can. But it's very important, keep this tense. So if I want to feel your bicep or your forearm, it is really, really hard and strong. So do this movement, okay? Now, same thing, but now relax. So there's no need to contract, there's no need to make your muscles tense. And as you are, I want to do this movement again. So, any volunteer to tell me what was the difference, or did you notice any difference? Someone who's not afraid to speak or who's not shy, maybe? What was the difference?
When you're more relaxed, the movement was easier.
Very good. Thank you for answering. Yes. And that's our body. When we are tense, so I am anxious because there's something important going to happen. My physical movement is also going to be different and tense. So if I'm playing a game, my pulses will be different. If I'm swimming, I'm going to be tense, so my movement is going to be different as well. So even not only mentally, anxiety will affect us, it will also affect us physically. Okay, so give me one chance to switch on the lights because I'm seeing myself in the dark. Okay, now it's better. Okay, so that was a simple exercise to understand that when we are tense, even our physique will be affected. Okay, so not only the anxiety is not only here, but it can also be transmitted to our body. Okay, now anxiety can be felt in two ways. Now, I'm sure you all had your pre-game anxiety or pre-race. Now, we have two types of anxiety, how our body or mind feel them. The first one is somatic, which relates to body. I don't know, but some of us, before performance, have an increase in heart rate. Some of us start sweating. I had a lot of, especially young athletes, okay, teenagers, who tell me that they have to go to the bathroom frequently before performance. That is a way, how our body is experiencing anxiety. The most common are going to the bathroom, sweat, and increase in heart rate, okay? Because the body is sensing and is expressing that anxiety in that way. Now, on the other hand, there are some people who don't have any body symptoms, somatic, but they have in their mind. Okay, they have anxiety in their mind, and this is reflected through, for example, will I manage to finish the race? What happens if I start my swimming in a bad way and then I'm late on the bike and on the run? What happens if something happens to my bike? What happens if tomorrow it's very windy? It will affect my run. Okay, so you start focusing on things which are not important. Okay, so some people have body symptoms, some people have mind symptoms, okay, for anxiety. Some people unfortunately have both. But the most important thing is that if you know how, you can get rid of these, or at least learn how to deal with these anxious moments. Okay, so some ways how to deal with anxiety. The first one is relaxation exercise. This does wonders, okay? Even though I've been playing for a lot of years, even though I am a sports psychologist myself, I still do these before important events. Or sometimes I do this in the halftime. My sport is basketball, okay? So I'm lucky that sometimes we have the 10-minute break in between, so I can stop, focus, get back to my mental energy, and go back to the game. At the end of the session, we're going to do a relaxation exercise. I always do it at the end because you will be so relaxed that some of you will almost sleep. Okay, so at the end, we'll finish off with some relaxation exercises. Even deep breathing. Sometimes I just do this and I calm down. Even now, I'm a person who tends to talk really, really fast. But by simply taking a deep breath in and out, I already calmed down. Okay, so simple breathing can also help us calm down and relax. Another method is mental imagery and mental rehearsal. I love this, okay? Before performing, whilst I'm going to the court at Ta'ali or an hour before the game, I always like to go through the different plays, in my case basketball, okay, to different movements of my skills and to different options I might encounter during the game. So relating this to running, I would see myself on the starting line. I would feel that my heart rate would be increasing. I would see the opponents watching me and looking at me. I would basically go in my mind, what will I do physically in the coming hours? Okay, so it's like a rehearsal. And whenever we do a rehearsal, that would be very good, because if you do it here, it's going to be much easier to do it with your body. Okay, and also visualization, okay? I love visualization because it's very important to see yourself doing successful things. So if I had to relate this to running, see yourself doing the PB, see yourself sprinting the last part of the race and beating the opponent that you usually don't beat, okay? If you're a swimmer, see yourself swimming through the sea or to the pool and being the first one to touch the finishing line, okay? So see yourself being successful is very, very important, okay? And also think positive. Unfortunately, a lot of people, we multi people have a tendency of being negative. What if? No, what if I win? What if I will perform? What if I will do a personal best in this race, okay? Let's be positive. The way how you approach, okay, the performance, it's the way usually what will happen. So I always go to the game, I know when I'm going to play a good game. If I don't, then no problem. Luckily, there's also the next day, so I can analyze and refocus. Whenever I'm doing a presentation like this, I always think I'm going to do well, okay? So it's very important to be positive. Okay, now let's go to one of the most important skills, which is concentration, which unfortunately, we all lack concentration, including myself, okay? Nowadays, we try to do 2 or 3 things at one go. So for example, some of us watch a film whilst going through Instagram, okay, and maybe also talking to someone else who lives with us, okay? That is not good, okay? If we want to focus on something, we should stop and focus on that thing only, if we want to give our 100%. Now, so what I want to do is this. Get an object, and then you've got close to you, okay? Your mobile, your watch, and biro, whatever you have. And I'm going to start my stopwatch, and for 30 seconds, I want to look at that object, and literally nothing else comes to your mind. So just look at your watch, if you're using a watch, and stay analyzing your watch without thinking about anything else. You have 30 seconds to focus only on the object in your hand, okay? So ready, 1, 2, 3, go. Okay, and stop. Now, did anyone manage to focus literally for 30 seconds without thinking what are you going to do after my presentation is over, or what are you going to eat, or whatever? Did anyone manage to focus only on that and nothing else? If you managed, then that would be really, really great, okay? Now, this is a very basic exercise, okay? Which shows us how we lack concentration. Now, that is the first step. So if you want to practice on your own, you can do this daily. And what I suggest is that you look at something and focus only on that and start a stopwatch. When you lose concentration, look at the stopwatch and see for how many seconds or minutes maybe you manage to keep your concentration. Now, when that becomes easy, you go with distraction. So if we had more time, and I've been doing this for a couple of sessions with you, I would tell you, okay, now you're going to do the same thing, but I'm going to stay speaking and talking and trying to interact. So I would start saying some interesting things, some funny things. I will start picking on you in order to interact you and distract you. And some people, you notice their face, okay? You see their face and you see them smiling because they are literally listening to what I am saying. Now, why do I do that? Because during the game or during your performance, there are distractions a lot. In the case of a game, there can be some porters booing.
You want to continue listening to her?
Yes.
You want to make it on the
Sorry, guys, can I ask you to mute yourself, please?
Okay, so
Thank you.
Okay, so yes, during performance, during the run, you might also, I don't know in running actually, but between maybe the first few runs, if there is any trash talk, but in team sport, there is a lot of trash talk. So basic teams which might make you lose concentration. So if we practice trying to be concentrated with distraction and learning how to take them out and ignore them, that would be really, really good, okay? But it takes time. I can't just say, okay, today I'm not going to bother about any comment. No, it's not just that, okay? I have to practice. Okay, next exercise, concentration with exercise. Now, you should be seeing on your screen all the numbers from 0 to 90, something like that, okay? But what I'm going to do is this. I'm going to give you a minute, and in this minute, I want to start from 0 and try to find as many numbers as possible, one after the other. So start from the 0, and then the 1, and then the 2, and then the 3. And then after 1 minute, you're going to tell me till which number you managed to arrive to, okay? So starting in 2 seconds, 1, 2, 3, go. And stop. Okay, so did anyone manage to find over 30? No. Did anyone manage to find anywhere between 20?
Up to you can
20.
20.
Okay, that's very good, okay? 20, good. Anyone managed to find between 10 and 19? 9, 13, 11, okay, not bad. Anyone who managed to find down little 5? Joe, what's up? I enjoyed looking at your eyes going through the numbers. I really saw you focus and trying to work out, and literally your brain was like, but where is the number? Where is the number? Is it really there? Okay, so yes, your facial expressions were really entertaining. Okay, 16, not bad. Okay, so some of you are quite decent. I did this with some athletes. Some of them did 4, 5, 6. Okay, so that shows that concentration levels are really, really bad. But if you scored in the upper 20s and 30s, so those who got over 20, it is very, very good. Okay, shows that you have a very good concentration level. If not, you need to work on your concentration. Okay, now goal setting. Okay, so goal setting is very important. How can I achieve something if I don't have an aim? Okay, sometimes I ask my students, what would you like to be when you are older? Okay, what is your dream job? And the answer is, whoa, what does it mean? No idea. How can you achieve something if you don't have an aim? Okay, so it's very important in sports to set aims and targets. And the most important thing is that you set short and long term. So for example, a short-term goal would be to make sure I try to do 5 sessions a week. Okay, my long-term goal might be that I want to reduce my 5K in a year by 5 minutes or 4 minutes, okay, or 3 minutes, whatever. So it's very important to write down your aims, whether it's on a piece of paper, on your mobile, on your tablet, okay, whatever, but write it down. Once you've written it down, then you are a step closer to achieving it, okay? I've started a couple of months ago, I've started to do monthly goals. I used to watch it on Instagram, you know, influencers doing the, but I started doing it myself, and it's helping me to keep track, whether it's chores, okay, whether it's things I have to do at my house, okay, cleaning, etc. But I have goals, right? Healthy targets, eating healthy, increasing my training, whatever, short and long-term goals, very important. And this can be discussed with our coaches, okay? So they can help us maybe to set realistic targets, very important. Let's take basketball. I can't say I want to dunk. Unfortunately, now I am at an age where I wouldn't be able probably to dunk, even if I would be working a lot with my jump, etc. So these goals have to be realistic, okay? Because if not, we tend to give up. So short and long-term goals. Now, how to prepare for the race or the game? Very important to regulate arousal, to regulate my excitement, okay? Through breathing, through mental imagery. I don't know, but maybe sometimes you're afraid for the training session, okay? I hate when it happens, but we all have our jobs, our family life. So sometimes you end up going for a training in a hurry. I don't like it because usually I go and I'm not focused. I like to go 5 minutes before, change my basketball shoes, maybe warm up on my own a bit, you know? So it's very important to prepare yourself. Employing self-talk. I didn't speak much about self-talk, but we speak a lot to ourselves, okay? Even, it doesn't mean I have to speak literally loud. In our mind, there would be going a lot of talking, okay? Very important that talk needs to be positive. Very important. If it's negative, you're already going to fail. So positive self-talk. Visualizing good performance. So before the performance, a day before, see yourself performing well. And believing one is ready to give maximum effort. Yes, start believing in yourself, right? It's not enough for the coach to tell you, listen, Sam, you're going to have a very good game today. I believe you're going to play a good game. That's good. But if you don't believe it, there isn't a good chance they're going to achieve, okay? So believing in yourself is very, very good. Okay, remember that you are human and mistakes are inevitable. Learn from them, okay? I do a lot of mistakes, but I think what kept me going in my sporting career is that I never gave up, okay? I played a lot of bad games, but after every game, even though I felt bad, okay, I always said that I'm going to do better in the next game, okay? And I think that helped me not to ever stop or always go to the next training session with enthusiasm and full of energy to do something better. Okay, so let's do the relaxation exercise and then we'll take questions, okay? So what I want to do is to make yourself comfortable, okay? So if you want to switch on your camera or do whatever you want to, but I want to be totally relaxed, okay? So if you want to sit down and put your legs up on the desk, do whatever you want, okay? Just stay comfortable. And I'm going to read through something, listen to me, and just do what I tell you. Okay, so get yourself into a comfortable position. Let yourself relax. Feel the relaxation spread through your body. Breathe easily and slowly. Become aware of your feet. Move your toes slightly. Let them relax. Now, sink into your lower legs. Let your calf muscles totally relax. Think of your upper legs. Let them totally relax. Feel your legs sink into a completely relaxed state. Focus on the muscles in your lower back. Think relaxation into those muscles. Feel your whole body sink into a deep state of relaxation. Now, focus on your fingers. Feel them tingle slightly. Think warmth into your fingers. Let them totally relax. Relax your forearms, your upper arms, and your shoulders. Totally relax. Relax your neck and your jaw. Feel your head sink into a totally relaxed, comfortable position. Scan your body for possible areas of tightness and relax those areas. Feel your entire body encircled with soothing warmth and relaxation. Enjoy this wonderful state of complete relaxation. Now, focus on your breathing. Breathe easily and slowly. As you breathe in, allow your stomach to rise and extend. As you breathe out, let your whole body relax. Breathe in, feel your stomach rise. Breathe out, relax. Breathe in, feel your stomach rise. Breathe out, relax. For the next 10 breaths, each time you breathe in, feel your stomach rise. Each time you breathe out, think to yourself, relax, relax, relax. Feel yourself sink deeper and deeper into a calm and wonderful state of complete relaxation. Now, in your mind, you are going to a very special place. You can go here whenever you want to find peace and tranquility. In your special place, the sun is shining. The sky is blue. You are totally relaxed, enjoying the warmth and tranquility. Feel the warmth, enjoy the beauty. You can be here alone, or you can share this place with a special friend. It is your place. You decide. In your special place, it is so relaxing. You are calm, relaxed, confident, and happy to be alive. You are in control. You feel great. Feel the calmness spread through your entire body and mind as you rest gently, enjoying the peace and tranquility of your special place. You are feeling so good and so relaxed. You are comfortable, you are warm, you are safe. You are in control of your body and mind. Enjoy this wonderful, restful state. Okay, so gradually open your eyes. Now, I hope you managed to relax and calm down. All right, now you might tell me, okay, so how can I use this exercise? Now, you need to practice. Okay, so what I just did was teaching you how to relax. The first part was to scan your body, okay? And you were feeling that certain body parts are heavy, okay? So they are tense. So we tried to relax them. Then, once we managed to relax our body, we went in our mind and we were seeing things like the sun shining, which for me, it's is a sense of calmness, of relaxation. So if you try and practice that daily or regularly, okay, you will come in a point where when you need to relax, you just close your eyes, go to your special place, okay? So for example, my special place is top of the world in Dardur. I imagine myself lying down on the green area, listening to the birds whistling, okay, and doing some nature noise, feeling the sun on my face, and I calm down. And when I was younger, I used to do this. For example, during the day, I used to start a bed, you start bed the first part of the day, and in basketball, the advantage is that we can do substitutions. And the coach used to take me out maybe for 1-2 minutes, and they used to ask me to go to the bathroom. In the bathroom, I would literally close my eyes for 1-2 minutes. I would go to my special place, and I would calm down and then go back on court ready to play. Okay, so you can do this before performance if you're feeling anxious. You can do this before an interview if you're really, really anxious. You can do this before your first day of your job. Okay, so you have to learn to see yourself. Okay, nowadays I can just do it like this. I close my eyes, I just see the place, I imagine there, and I'm already calm. Okay, but you need to practice this on a regular basis. Okay, so from my part, that's all I had prepared for you today. Okay, I gave you a mini crash course on sports psychology. So if you have any questions, I'm here, all ears to answer.